Welcome in this episode of Great Minds, Great Quotes. I will focus on attitude. I'm sure you have heard a lot about attitude, but here is what Osho has to say. A stone on the path can either be a stopping stone, hindering the path, or it can be a stepping stone, helping you to go higher on the path. The stone is the same, but how you use it all depends on you. Beautiful. In other words, some of us will take difficulty as a challenge, overcome and come out stronger. Some of us can give up to a challenge, don't want to face it, don't want to bother about it, and do something else. Rather than facing the challenge, going over it, learning in the process. So he's taking the stone as the feature. The stone has two features. One is it can stop you on the path, or you can step on it and jump to further your journey. Look at the river. There are lots of stones and rocks along the way, but the river doesn't stop. It pushes and crushes the stone. The stone becomes sand, and you see that sand along the beaches. But the river continues, is not deterred by the stone. Some of us are deterred by the stone because we don't want to face the challenge. There is nothing absolutely wrong about it, because certain smaller streams, for example, if there is a big, huge rock, instead of fighting the rock, they find another path. That's also valid. It's justified. That small stream, tiny river, has no way to break the stone. Although over time it probably would break the stone. It can break mountains and make a path. So depending on the situation, huge rock, huge difficulty you're facing, and you figure that it is impossible. So instead of struggling, find another path around it to go. That's purely justified. But in any case, it's a food for thought. Think about it. A stone on the path can either be a stopping stone, hindering the path, or it can be a stepping stone, helping you go higher on the path. The stone is the same, but how you use it all depends on you. Here is another nice one from unknown source. Ability determines what you are capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do, and attitude determines how well you do. Very nice. Your ability, your skills, your knowledge determines what you are capable of doing. But even if you are capable, you may not be doing it. You lack the motivation. So then comes the second part. Motivation determines what you do. But what you do, how well you do, depends on your attitude. If you have a positive, energetic, you are inspired, if this attitude you have, then you will use your motivation and your ability to achieve success. Again, ability determines what you are capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do, and attitude determines how well you do it. This quotation is by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Maybe I'm not pronouncing it right, but never mind. The meaning of things lies not in the things themselves, but in our attitude toward them. The hint here is that any object, anything you observe, small or big, any form and shape, any name, the meaning is actually given by you, what it means to you. For example, look at the sun. Don't look at the sun. Consider the sun. The sun itself is a natural process. It is burning fuel, hydrogen, helium. It is producing heat. And it's not thinking that I'm going to warm up the sun, the earth, I'm going to make life possible, all that. Or I'm going to make other planets revolve around me. Nothing like that. Sun is a natural process, it exists the way it is. But when we consider the sun, we say, sun is making our life possible. It is giving us light, heat, energy, without which plants can't grow, life cannot exist, things will not be moving as they are, will not be animated. So all this meaning that we are giving is very important, it's very huge. Or you look at flowers. The flower itself doesn't know it is flower. Definitely doesn't know it is called flower by name. But what the flower means is your personal interpretation. Different people also can have different meaning of flower. You can see the beauty in it, it's in your eyes. You can experience the smell, the fragrance, which is a chemical reaction. You call it fragrance. So your interpretation is the meaning that your interpretation, your attitude toward it gives the meaning. Something you like, you want to preserve and save and cherish, value, or something you dislike, you just let it go, you don't care about it. That's your attitude. So, beautiful. A few more on attitude. There are three types of people. The few who make things happen, the many who watch things happen, and the big majority who have no idea what is happening. Very interesting commentary on our society and the world today. There are three types of people. The few who make things happen, the many who watch things happen, and the big majority who have no idea what is happening. Another one, there are three types of people: will, won't, and can't. It means will, would not, and cannot. So there are three types of people: wills, won'ts, and can'ts. Wills have trouble with everything. Won'ts criticize everything. And can'ts fail in everything. Is another one. There are two kinds of people: those who do the work and those who take credit. Quite true sometimes, maybe often. There are two kinds of people: those who do the work and those who take credit. But in the first group, there is less competition. which means there is less competition, less people involved in actually doing things, and there are more people engaged in taking credit. This one says, when we seek to discover the best in others, we bring out the best in ourselves. When we are relating with others, when we are observing things happen, and we discover good qualities, in other words, we pay attention to positive things, we appreciate good qualities, and that kind of invokes, that expands ourselves, because we become what we pay attention to. If we pay attention to good qualities, good characteristics, good words, good books, good music, so which means our interest is shaped by these observations. So when we discover or point out good things in others, we actually develop good qualities within ourselves. Theodore Roosevelt has said, your attitude about who you are and what you are is very little thing that makes a big difference. It may seem little about your own self-awareness, your own self-image, what you think of yourself, your attitude about who you are and what you are. If you have that degree of self-knowledge, is a very little thing, appears to be a little thing, but it makes a big difference. Finally, another one from Ramana Maharshi. Your attitude almost always determines your attitude in life. Your duty is to be, not be this or that. Because the moment you identify yourself with this or that, or this idea or that habit, you belittle yourself. So don't be this, don't be limited to this or that. Be limitless, be open to growth, open to greater knowledge about yourself and about the world. So Ramana Maharshi is saying, your attitude almost always determines your attitude in life. So his advice is, your duty is to be and not to be this or that. To be means to be your infinite potential. Not limit yourself into categories, into objects and small things.